Hello Wolves! So today we're gonna talk about all the books that have been the longest on my shelves. I don't think I'm gonna give you like a summary of all of them, or maybe just a few words, because I got 18, so I picked 18. So all the books I'm gonna show you I got in 2018, and one I got in 2019, I think. So the longest, it's not like I got them like 8 years ago, whatever, but some of you already know that if you've been following me for ages here. When I lived in Toronto, I shipped all my stuff from Toronto to Belgium, and I lost all my books. So that's why I don't have like very old TBRs or very like old books on my shelves. That's the reason why. That's a very sad reason why. And my hair is a mess. Please just don't mind it. But yeah, so I'm gonna go through all the books I got in 2018 that I haven't read yet, and that I should have read them, but I didn't read them. And the thing is that I'm only gonna show you physical books, except for one series I think that I own in French, but I don't have it here, and I don't want to go downstairs to grab it, but I have it on my e-reader in English. So less babbling and let's just talk about all those unread books that have been waiting on my shelves to be read for some for 2 years. So you're gonna see me here with 1,000 of positions just because I don't want to keep all the books here. I want them right away on my shelf so I don't have to clean the mess right after. And the first book I have is Dreamcatcher by Stephen King. Actually, this is a paper mass version edition of that book, because this is one of the only survivor of my Torontonian shipping to Belgium. And I got that book, I think like I was getting stuff at home sense, if you're from Toronto or if you have that kind of store, you know what I mean. And that I was like on the line, you know, to check out blah blah blah, and I saw that book and I was like, oh, Dreamcatcher. That just maybe after I got my Dreamcatcher tattoo, and I was like, okay, that's a sign, I have to get that one. I don't remember what it is about, I don't know if it's any good. Please let me know if I should read it as sub. It's a brick. It has like almost 900 pages, so I don't know when I will get to it, but I love the cover though. I hope it's good. Tell me it's good. Is it that bad? Then I have 3 books to show you, but that's the series I was talking about because I got them in French so my family could read them as well. So this is the Maze Runner series. I'm not sure if you call it that way or whatever, but it has to do with kids going through some kind of maze and they have to survive in order to get back to TBRs or whatever. I cannot remember actually. I think it is a YA fantasy, maybe like a dystopian kind of thing. I cannot remember. But it's been on my shelf for the longest. I think it is actually from my very first book haul I filmed on my channel. I will link it here if I think of doing so. But yeah, have you read The Maze Runner? Is it really good? Do I have to prioritize, because you know all the books I need to read? So do I have to prioritize it, or do I just keep like thinking about it and telling myself one day? Then we have The Final Empire. I don't know how it works, but apparently these are the 3 first books in the series, or the 3 first books in the old series. But this is basically, so The Final Empire, The Well of Ascension, and The Hero of Ages by Brandon Sanderson. Yes, very famous. Yeah, I wanted to start that booktube thing right by reading like very popular books. I got them, so I did good, but I didn't read them. Hopefully soon. I forgot what about. Shame on me, because everyone has been talking about that series for ages. I just feel like I'm gonna love it. Tiny font as well. Bricks. But one day I will read them. One day I will. Then we have a book I'm not even sure I will ever read it, but when it was published I was like, okay, I want to read it, and everyone was reading it, and then time flew by and I was like, I don't know if I want it anymore, especially because I've heard bad things about it. But this is basically The Surface Breaks by Louise O'Neill. So it is a retelling of The Little Mermaid. It is a tiny book. The cover is kind of cute. I love the shiny stuff on it. It's very busy, but I love the shiny stuff on it. So retelling of The Little Mermaid. I don't know what I said. My hair is a mess. But yeah, a reimagining of The Little Mermaid. So let me know if I should read it or just give it away. But I don't want to give it away if I haven't read it. I don't want to unhaul books I haven't read. I want to unhaul books I didn't like, if that makes sense. Then we have Night Flyers, another series by George R.R. Martin that I got in July 2018. It sounds really interesting because apparently the 9-strong crew of the Starship Night Flyers is heading into the other reaches of known space in search of a legendary alien race, the Volcrin, known as the People of the Gulf. The mission is led by Carolee Dobrin and the ship captained by the mysterious Royd Harris, who has sealed himself off from the crew and appears only as a hologram who drifts among them, sometimes playing chess with the beautiful and brilliant warrior Melanta Jill. Soon the explorers are feeling unnerved and begin to feel watched. Strange, macabre accidents befall them one by one. Is there someone else on board? Someone who wants the ship to themselves? Royd won't say. And there is no turning back. The Volcrin are near. So you have the main stories and 5 additional short stories. And I'm really intrigued because how come the captain is just hiding himself from all the others? Is he really there, whatever? Or maybe it's some kind of intelligence leading the ship, etc. and the crew. So I'm really intrigued, and it is George R.R. Martin, and I love the cover. Sci-fi. I need more sci-fi. I already told you that. I mean, in so many other videos. But yeah, I want to read that one. Then I got it in a box. I think it was, yes, the Fairy Loot box. It is Heart of Thorns by Bray Barton. I think the sequel came out. I don't think it is a standalone. I'm not sure. I forgot what it is about. It says here, trust your heart even if it kills you. I cannot remember. As the truths come to light, Maya must untangle the secrets of her own past. Friends darken foes, and logic begins to fray, as do the rules she has always played by. If Mia wants to survive, she must learn to trust her heart, even if it kills her. I don't know, it just didn't sound like interesting, so I've never picked it up, but I should because apparently it's good. I saw some people I really trust loving that book, so maybe I should give it a try. It has spread edges. The cover is like okay, but nothing special. Am I intrigued? Not really. Will I read it? I hope so, because I really want to give it a try. The next book is Anasa, which is actually the sequel to Ariadne's. I got it at the same time by Josh Martin. I really love the first one, so I really want to give the sequel a try. So Ola and Jumia have been chosen to decide the fate of the people on their 18th birthday. The girls will compete in a mysterious and dangerous trial to prevent a war between their two nations. And they don't know each other, but apparently they're gonna have to fight. They're gonna have to kill the other one, and which is really weird because they're gonna get trained and then they're gonna have to kill the other one, which they don't really know, in order to make the people survive, etc, etc, which is super weird. But the world building is so well done. I had some like, how was that series? No, movie. Oh, with the blue people. I totally forgot the name of it. You probably know what I mean. Like the human going there to that planet and the people are blue and they're very connected to the nature, etc. I had some of that vibes while reading that series, so I really want to give the sequel a try. I really enjoyed it, so hopefully soon. I got that book in October 2018 in Unplugged Book Box. I forgot what it was about, but I think it was a story of a girl who went back to her hometown or the town of her mother or whatever, and she's gonna end up there because of something I cannot remember, and people are gonna start to whisper things, and she's gonna be distracted by a boy, and she's gonna be like caught by the trees or something like that. Oh yeah, on her 18th birthday, yeah, I remember, Hayden inherited her childhood home on the condition that she uncover its dark secrets. Hayden tried to put her past behind her, and it worked. She's getting ready for college, living in a Brooklyn apartment and hanging out with her best friend and roommate, Dell. But now it's all coming back. Her mother's mysterious disappearance a decade ago, her father's crazy theories, and Hayden's own dark dreams of strange symbols and rituals in the Colorado woods where she grew up. And it's so... I mean, I'm really intrigued. And here it says, yes, to my daughter Hayden Beatrix Holland on her 18th birthday, I bequest my family estate known as the Holland Manor upon 3 conditions. My first condition is that Hayden looks for the gifts I left her at the manor. My second condition is that Hayden uses my gifts to destroy my darkest secrets. My third condition is that Hayden trusts no one where my treasure is concealed, especially the ravens. So, ravens. Never knew how to pronounce that word, but yeah, I'm definitely intrigued, even more now that I reread the synopsis. Contagion has been on my TBR for the longest as well, and it is written by Ari Bowman. It is a sci-fi, and actually there is a sequel that came out recently. I'm super intrigued. It says here, gripping, thrilling, and terrifying in equal measures. It got in us. Most are dead. Don't set foot here again. Oh yeah, after receiving an urgent SOS from a worried detail on a distant planet, a skeleton crew is dispatched to perform a standard search and rescue mission. Most are dead, but when the crew arrives, they find an abandoned site littered with rotten food, discarded weapons, and dead bodies. Don't set foot here again. As they try to piece together who or what could have decimated an entire operation, they realize that some things are best left buried, and some monsters are only too ready to awaken. It sounds amazing. It sounds amazing, but I have so many books I need to read, and I love the spine of the book. My gosh, I should revisit my shelves and repick my priority TBR. Come November, I got it in the November box, not Chef Love Crate, Unplugged book box, and it is written by Catherine Van Damme. It has to do with a girl who's going to try to save her brother, a sister from her mother, because her mother got involved in some kind of cult, and she believes that on November 18th, something like that, they're all going to disappear. Not that they're going to die or whatever, but they're going to leave heart behind. And yes, it's all about that. So it is, I feel like, more like a contemporary kind of thing, but I'm intrigued. I'm definitely intrigued, so yes. Cheyenne of the Fox is also a series. I got the first book. I haven't read it. It's been on my shelves the longest as well, and it sounds just amazing with some kind of fox spirit or realm and whatever, and some power and some magic and some snowy setting, etc, etc. I mean, a thrilling tale underscored by excellent, deep, and unique world building. So I'm intrigued. A smart, complex, animal-based fantasy. Cheyenne of the Fox introduces Ron, a fierce young woman whose world changes in the blink of an infected eye. She's more than she has ever imagined, and there's enchantment everywhere, flying, running, and swimming around her, transforming everything and everyone she has ever known. Because magic stepped Winnipeg is a morphed and Ron is a delight. I look forward to following her into her next adventure. I will prioritize it in 2020. Do I need to explain you about that book? It has to do with different Londons, not different Londons as in a shadow, darker shade of magic or whatever, but apparently there is a London and there is a Neverwhere world or whatever. Was it that? There is like a London about this other London. A single act of kindness catapults him out of this workday existence and into a world that is at once eerily familiar and utterly bizarre, and a strange destiny awaits him down here beneath his native city, Neverwhere. So, a Neil Gaiman. You know, I love Neil Gaiman. So, yeah. Winter Riddle by Sam Hooker. It sounds like a very fun and darker version of anything that has to do with Santa kind of thing. So it sounds amazing. It sounds cool. I mean, it sounds like all the very bad characters from all of the previous books, you know, the characters that were annoying, that you wanted them to die or whatever, reunite in one book, and they have to actually work together in order to break some curse. No, I don't think it was that, but to do something, to maybe kill the king or the queen or the main person in that story. But it sounds amazing, so I'm really intrigued. It sounds like a fun read actually, and something more like not serious but very like, yeah, humor kind of thing. So I'm intrigued. I'm just realizing at that moment that I don't have like 18 books to show you, but more like 18 series kind of thing, because it's over 20 books, maybe 25. Whatever. The next one is Foundryside by Robert Jackson Bennett. I've heard so many good things about that book. I don't remember what it is actually about anymore. To have a chance at surviving and at stopping the deadly transformation that's underway, Sansia will have to marshal these unlikely allies, learn to harness the artifact's power for herself, and undergo her own transformation, one that will turn her into something she could never have imagined. I'm intrigued. I just didn't have time to read that book. I got it in the Magic Chest box. I'm really impatient. I want to read that one, but I have so many other books I need to prioritize first, but definitely this one after. Empress of All Seasons by Contagion. I got it in a box. I have no interest in reading it actually, or maybe it's gonna be a book I'm gonna read like later when I have time or want something very light or whatever. I think it has to do with some kind of trial, like everyone could become the king or the queen or some kind of leader or whatever, but they have to go through some like rooms or whatever. Yeah, survive the past. So they have to conquer winter, spring, summer, and fall, marry the prince. All are eligible to compete, all except yokai. Yes, because yokai are actually supernatural creatures or humans with like supernatural monsters and spirits whom the human emperor is determined to enslave and destroy. And actually the girl who is gonna do that kind of competition is a yokai, so I'm not that intrigued. I don't know how come, but so many people loved it, so maybe some others found it like kind of boring, so that's why I'm like reluctant, so we'll see. Then I haven't read Topaz by Rachel Tremblay. I've read her other book, The Nirvana Thread, which I really loved, so I'm really intrigued by that one as well. Topaz, free-spirited, heel-fitting heroine in an absurd dystopian fantasy world, does the unthinkable of following her heart through the strangest of portals, revealing the truth of her destiny. But how much will she sacrifice to fulfill it? A colorful, poetic adventure about growth, authenticity, and seeing things to the end. So, and I love the cover, kind of unique, etc, etc. I love the writing style of the first one, very lyrical, poetic, etc. Very, like, it made me feel, even if the story wasn't like make you cry or whatever, I felt so much for the characters, so I'm really intrigued by that one. Beneath the Citadel has been on my TBR for so long and has been on so many TBRs for readers, etc. I never got to it by Destiny or Soria. It has to do with Beneath the Citadel, so you know, creepy. I'm deep beneath the Citadel. The executioner was waiting, so I'm intrigued. I'm intrigued. The cover is gorgeous. One day I will read it. And then we had Name of the Wind and the Wise Man's Sphere by Patrick Rothfuss. Chunkers, bricks, gorgeous books, amazing books. Everyone has been talking about them. Like, that one is a brick. How many pages is that one? 700 something. And this one is like, well, almost 1000 pages. Like 1000 pages is like nothing, right? I'm really intimidating about their sizes. I don't know. And there is also a novella in between that one and the third one that should come maybe by the end of my life. I'm not sure, because that author has been writing it for so long. But yeah, so popular on booktube, so one day. Well, okay, I'm gonna stop here. Let me know about 1 or 2 books that have been the longest on your shelves and why you haven't read them yet, because there is always a reason. But yeah, well, thank you so much for watching this video. I really hope you enjoyed it. If you did, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to be a part of the pack. Talk to me in the comment section as usual, and until next time, take care, wolves. Bye.